Hello, this is Rosanna Kelton. How are you doing? This is my studio talk. I deliver dynamic movement of hues by using repeated forms and geometric shapes with bright colors and robust textures in my work. I aim to communicate the properties of color according to saturation in my work by showing geometric structures that demonstrate reflection in terms of additive color, subtractive color, and chromatic induction, and transchromy transparencies. I aim to communicate the property of hue in my work by painting artwork that shows simultaneous contrast. I looked for inspiration in my work at the optical artists of the 1950s and 1960s, such as Victor Vasarely, Joseph Albers, and Carlos Cruz Diaz. Some of my work is in fluorescent plexiglass, which studies color saturation and the fragmentation from the plane, and the liberation of color from a form, and transchromy fluorescent plexiglass transparencies. Other works have complex subsurface interactions that create light sensations. Since I am blind in my right eye, I process information differently from most everyone else, and I have less depth perception and field of vision. My eyes try to compensate, and I have learned to work with my disability. I do not look at my lack of vision as an obstacle, but rather as an experience. I have learned to grow from this experience. What I want to do with my paintings is I want to demonstrate that the language of color can be communicated to visually impaired people. I am researching ways to create this communication with other individuals that are visually impaired. I am going to demonstrate that the language of color can be communicated to visually impaired people in terms of saturation and hue. I am currently working with silk screens, printing and creating kinetic art installations that interact with visually impaired viewers. As you can see, fractal lines and curves has a complex subsurface interaction that creates light intensity. And number 9, my second work over here, is more like the type of work that Joseph Albers did, where you were looking at the color and the effect of color when it was surrounded by a different type of color, whether it's a complement or it's the same similar color. This is Line in Motion, which is an oil painting that is 16 by 20, and it's an oil painting on linen. And what I'm trying to create in this work is the use of colors to create motion. As you can see, it is a motion in a static form, and this is some of the work that I was influenced by the work of Victor Vasarely. And as you can see, it looks like the color is going in a circular motion, and you use different types of colors. Some are complementary colors, and they create the appearance of motion in a kinetic space. And this work is called Illuminati. Again, this is an oil painting on linen, and it's 16 by 20. And you can see the influence of this painting is from the works of Joseph Albers. Again, these are different shapes placed one on top of the other, and also some of them are contrasting shapes. But I just wanted to continue studying the works of Joseph Albers. And this is number 9. Number 9 is a type of work that was influenced by the work of Joseph Albers. And what I wanted to create was to create simultaneous contrast with looking at different colors and studying the properties of color as it was placed near another color. And this were some of the same studies that I was reading from Joseph Albers, who was the influence for this work. So what I want to say is that I have been working in drawing and oil and acrylic painting since I was a child, and what I want to continue doing is I
people to relax and enjoy and get entertainment